Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Well, Malcolm, thank you so much for just jumping into the podcast, chopping it up with us. I have enjoyed the project. Hold on. Let's do it right. Let's do it real right. Before we even start this interview, I want you to give your social media, your plugs, your all things Malcolm Christopher II, all things, because let me tell you something about the internet. People gonna look you up while we talking. So please feel free, give out all your socials right now.
All right. So you can catch me on Facebook at Malcolm Christopher II. You can also catch me on Instagram at talented_Malcolm. You can also catch me on Twitter at the same thing, talented_Malcolm. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we can start this thing off proper.
Right.
Man, you are a anointed young man. I have listened to your work. While you playing, I'm finna just jump right into it. I have been watching your work since Still Standing. Yes, I am like the last person on Reverb Nation, but I have been seeing you work from there. I really like I Made It and I'm Ready off the first project, Still Standing. And now I'm flowing with grace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have did my homework a little bit. In previous interviews, you said this is like the perfect time to release it in the middle of, well, all of this, COVID,
Right.
social unrest, just all of this. Why do you feel like right now is the time that we need to hear that?
I feel like right now the time because it's a remembering thing for us to understand that God kept us through all of what we went through during the pandemic, and I'm flowing in grace. That's the message behind it. Just to keep in your mind that even going in 2021 like we are, and into other years after 2021, to just understand that you don't necessarily have to plan what God has already prepared for you. um you just need to just stick with him, have faith in him, and he's going to lead you and guide you to the things that you want, but also to the things that he has set out for you to do, his purpose and his plan for you. So if you since you say you've listened to Still Standing, it kind of goes hand in hand with the song on Still Standing, Purpose and the Plan. It's one of the singles off of Still Standing too as well. But in the nutshell, those two, they kind of rub off on each other. I'm flowing in grace and purpose and the plan. But like I said, God has kept us through this whole pandemic, and then even coming out of it, he's keeping us. And he just has so much in store for us. He has so much planned for us that we don't necessarily have to put it together. We don't necessarily have to sit here and just try to come up with a master plan on our own. He's with us. So
Okay.
just flowing his grace.
Well, now that we jumping into both projects, something tells me you didn't think Still Standing was gonna come up in this interview, did you? Because I saw your face when I said it. You were just like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah, I mean it's came up in a few interviews. So I mean I'm not surprised. It's a great project. It's a great project. Even now, it's a great project. Even I teach at Halton Middle School here in Texas, and so even then when they heard I'm flowing in grace, they always talk about Still Standing and all the songs from there. So I hear it a lot, and so definitely I'm not ignoring it at all. I mean, God gave it to me, and I'm thankful that people out there love it, you included. Y'all love it, y'all still listen to it. So I'm just thankful to God to be able to just make good music.
Okay. Well, one thing, the reason I bring it up is because that was a different point in time, and you got
Mm-hmm.
Unfolding in Grace, which is a single. Now, I want to make that completely plain because
Right.
you have dropped a few hints that there's more coming, and I will get to that in a second. But how do you
Okay.
feel that you have grown, whether it be professionally or personally or both, in between both projects, being Still Standing, I'm Flowing in Grace, and well, I guess the future project? How do you feel like you've grown?
I feel like I've grown a lot. From Still Standing up until now, I'm a college graduate. Um, got a bachelor's degree in science. Um, I'm married now. Um, I had my first child ever last year during the pandemic. So yeah, I
Congrats,
mean
man.
that's right there. That should just say it all. Like I've just really grown into Malcolm Christopher, the man, the family man, the husband, the father, and also the teacher as well, the teacher and the coach. So yeah, that's the growing that has taken place from Still Standing until I'm Flowing in Grace. And I wouldn't necessarily say, well, I can say the space is different, but I'm just more mature, more wise, understanding, life a little bit more better. Faith in God is definitely stronger than what it was then. Yeah, those things I could say that's the change. So
Okay. And quite
mhm.
honestly, after what you just said, it kind of has to be to some degree. I
Oh yeah.
mean, you mentioned congratulations on fatherhood and marriagehood. Trust me, those are things. I am a father. I'm a husband myself. And
Right.
how do I say this without sleeping on the couch tonight? Both arenas will test you. Um,
Definitely.
and then on top of that, you from what I'm hearing, it looks like you had your first child during COVID, which was had to be crazy in itself because like the accolades and stuff that you would have feel that you don't necessarily get that during lockdown. Like so when
Right.
you bring in there's like a second level of safety that's that like you're punching in day one, husband, father,
Right.
because that level of protection has to be there for not just your wife and your child, but for infectious disease. So
Right.
yeah, so I get that, and yeah, and when you talk about like the projects of I'm Flowing in Grace, um, if if I don't want to be too forward, I'm Flowing in Grace is a good song, but it strikes me as a very personal song after listening to it because of what you just went through and
Oh yeah.
learning what you just learned and
Right.
experiencing what you just experienced. So even though
Mhm.
you share something very personal with how has the response been for those people who got a little sneak preview of what it is to be you with that single?
I think the response has been good. I was I wasn't really more worried about it because I feel like everybody in their own kind of situation had to flow in grace. Even if it wasn't my situation. We all seen we I mean we all went through the pandemic. We all had people within our families and things get COVID. We all seen what happened with George Floyd and how our world was shaping up and not knowing who the president was going to be. We all, at some particular point in time, didn't know where money was going to come from, if we were going to be able to work our jobs and things like that. So, um, the mesh every like I said, everything that I've been receiving from the song being out is definitely like, yo, this is right on time. This is something that I needed. This is something that I can, say, even coming out of this pandemic, that hey, I can flow in God's grace, and I can do it just how the song is, with an upbeat tempo, with a nice groove to it. It's something that you can just definitely vibe with coming out of the pandemic. So
Yeah.
that's something that um that's something that I also was, had in mind too when putting the song out. It's been a lot of sad going on. Where we can actually celebrate, where we can actually have a little fun, where we can actually think on what we've been through, and then understand, you know, God kept us, and now we're here where we are right now. So yeah.
One thing I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm glad you brought that up because we got a little taste of it with the Your Promise Still Stands virtual concert. Now,
Oh yeah.
I want to, like, when I say a little taste, granted, from what it looks like, everything was socially distant. Everyone was good. Everyone, you know, was keeping up with the rules and everything. But one of the things I
Right.
outside of the response of how you said you wanted to bring a little happy and how everyone kind of like gelled with that positive energy and how everyone just kind of like did it. I'm looking at you personally. Like
Right.
during that, it was how do I say this? It was like the itch to perform. It was like all that lockdown energy where you was like, man, if I got the chance to do this, that, and the third, and it just flowed naturally out of you because
Right.
I don't know if it was a thing that was just like, I got to do this. I got to get in front of people in some way, shape, or form. Can you tell us a little bit about the virtual concert, but how you feel before, during, and after?
Oh, okay. Well, during the virtual concert, literally that was birthed in the pandemic too. I was working on the single "I'm Flowing in Grace," and you know, I knew I wanted to do something coming into the new year to uplift the people, and this was kind of my way of kind of introducing "I'm Flowing in Grace." And so, Your Promise Still Stands. It literally just came to me, just, you know, sitting home one day with the family, and just, you know, thinking back on what, you know, what God had done up until, you know, that point, which was like around November, December, when I was thinking about putting it together. And the words just came to me. Your promise still stands. You said that, you know, you was always going to be here with us. You said that you never leave us nor forsake us. You've been here. You've also said that for, you know, the plans that you have for us. And literally the plans that you have for us was to succeed, was to prosper, but in the way that you wanted us to go about it, and not the ways that we thought about going about it. And then just God being an able God, you know, and showing that He's in control. And so, with that being said, the concert, it really just came together. The songs flowed together, and literally, my team, I told them what I wanted to do. We put it together, and we were excited from the jump, just to be able to just get in front of the camera, and be able to deliver a message to the people that, you know, God's promise still stands, and whatever He has for us, is it what's the word I'm looking for? It supersedes anything that's what man can ever say, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much how it came about. Like I said, during the pandemic, and then boom, we put it out like the beginning of the year, the beginning of 2021. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it turned out fine. I loved it. And I maybe I'm not alone in saying this. It made me want to hear more. And this is going into my next question where can you give us a little bit of the next project? I mean, obviously we are listening to I'm Flowing in Grace, but something tells me there's more in there. It's not just I'm Flowing in Grace. So when I see stuff like that and
Right.
I hear this single, can you give us you don't have to give us everything right now because you're welcome back on
Right.
this show. We can talk about everything, but give us a little bit about
Gotcha.
what you're working on in the what's next on the horizon.
So what's next on the horizon? There will be an I'm Flowing in Grace video coming out pretty soon. We're working on it. Um, Also, finishing up the project that is coming. I don't know the actual dates
Yeah.
and, you know, time when we're gonna put it out, but definitely it will be coming. Probably before the album comes out. Just depending on how my team wants to go about it. We may do one more single. And I know for sure the single that we're looking at is it's called "Do It For Me,"
Okay.
and it's like I said, it's still kind of on that same. Not I'm flowing in grace, but it's literally a prayer to God, just asking God that, with all of what's going on and everything that I've ever seen you do for others, and I just ask that, whatever it is that you just do it for me. So just be on the lookout, man. It's like I said, it's a lot more. It's a lot more in store. Definitely for sure there will be an album coming out. So just continue to keep me in your prayers. It's, I would say, with the album part of it is the songs are pretty much done. It's just more so of just making sure these are the ones that we want to go with. So but it's been good though. It's been about 2 years in the making. We started this whole process in 2018, so it's it's coming. It's coming. I can say that much.
Well, let's play this game because I've done this before, and there's some things you can talk about and things you can't talk about. But I'm pretty sure when you're ready to talk about them, they can find them on what social media again? Where can they find these projects?
They can find the projects on Apple Music, Spotify,
There you go.
Amazon, all of those. Google Play, mostly, yeah, they'll be able to find them on all of those streaming sites. It's out there. It'll be available to them.
Okay. Well, I know we just had a time. I thank you for just dropping into the podcast for a quick interview. You are welcome back anytime. No. If it's okay with you, can we play a couple of cuts? I'm definitely planning on flowing with grace with your permission, as always.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. I really like I Made It, I'm Ready from Still Standing. So I'll find a way to pepper those in this podcast. And let's do this one more time. All social media, everything. Malcom Christopher, the floor is yours. Please go ahead.
All right. So you can find me on Facebook, Malcom Christopher II. You can find me on Instagram at talented_Malcom. Also on Twitter at talented_Malcom. Also, while I'm wearing this shirt, if you want to, I'm Flowing in Grace t-shirt, we do have them on sale. In the link in my bio on Instagram, you'll be able to go there and purchase the shirt. Also on Facebook, it's posted all over my Facebook. You'll be able to get the link from there, go in there and be able to pick out a color shirt. We got them in white and black. So continue to keep supporting I'm Flowing in Grace. Continue to keep me, my team, and my family in your prayers. I'm Flowing in Grace. The video is coming soon. I really appreciate you, Sam, for just allowing me to come on here and just to share with you about what God has placed on my heart through my ministry to do music. Other than that, man, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful.
Hey, and I love having you. And hey, don't be a stranger. We got each other info now. I mean, like, some come out. We talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank you so much, and have a great evening.
All right, you too. You too.
All right, bye.
All right, no problem.